It's more mature, it's more saltier, and it has more flavor. Just the normal one, or the smart cheese. Die onderslag about
Veel te lekker. Leuk. Alright. Hello and welcome everybody to the wooden shoe workshop. Today I'm going to show you how we make, no big surprise, a wooden shoe. First of all, the wood that we use is poplar or willow. In this case we use a fresh cut piece of poplar wood. You can see it's fresh cut because the cut's really easy. Just like cheese. Tastes quite different though, but I wouldn't recommend you try it. For the outside shape of the wooden shoe, we use large knives like this. And for the inside, we use several sizes of so-called spoon scoops to hollow them out. Shoemaking was a really tough job back in the day. It took 3 to 4 hours for just one pair of wooden shoes by hand. But luckily nowadays we have machines and it only takes 5 minutes. The first machine we will use makes a copy of the outside of the shoe. It's the same system as duplicating keys. We make a copy of the already existing model right over there. Als je nou doorgevallen is, dat wel?
Ja, nee, ja, ik ben door.
Wel, oké. Ja.
Yes.
Well, here you have it. The rough outside shape shoe. Same system we apply for the inside. You have it, the rough inside shape shoe. The heel and toes we still cut off the traditional way with a large knife. Well, there you have it, the rough outside shape of the shoe. The wood is still quite wet. I'll try to show you. All water from the tree, I promise you I did not spit in it, that's for sure. It needs to dry for 3 to 4 weeks and then we can polish it. It's sandpaper belt. There you have it, completely polished wooden shoe. This shoe fits a child around 4 years old. Looks kind of big for a 4-year-old, but wooden shoes are quite big. We wear them with thick woolen socks and 1 finger space in the back to know they fit well. We also wear them because they're warm, waterproof, and really strong. Thank you for listening. This was the Wooden Shoe Workshop and enjoy your stay.
the first place kind of as wood cutting machines. So you can see a part of the mechanism over there. When the wind blows, the mechanism spins. Inside we have a crankshaft transforming the spinning movement into a movement up and down. So the pulls go up and down, and we attach big blades under them, and we made these the first wood cutting machines. And the reason that we did this is because back in the days, a lot of the countries in Europe were trying to colonize the world. So we're all building big ships to do that. And if you build a big ship and you saw all the wood by hand, it doesn't go that fast. So with the windmills, we could cut more wood, build more ships, and colonize more. So we did that. We went all over the world. We did a lot of horrible things everywhere. We also brought back a lot of herbs, a lot of spices, and by trading and selling them, we became very rich. What happened at the end of the 18th century came into the steam engine in the UK. And with the steam engine, everything here became unnecessary because these were like little factories, but only running on the wind. And with the steam engine, you could go 24/7. We started to demolish them all, neglect them, and nowadays we have about, what is it, 800 mills left, 600. Not that much. That's how most of them started. After a while, people found out that they could use the same principle. Here they make cranes. Flying stuff here. They put it on the mechanism. Right guys, what we see over here, a lot of beautiful houses, and we see a big boat there in the front, so you can imagine it's not the worst place in the world to live over here. Now, a lot of the houses here right now are modern, but we'll see more and more historical houses in a bit. And the historical houses here, they're usually made out of wood. And that's in the first place because the locals here had easy access to wood because we were importing so much wood to build all the ships with. And later on we used it also for the houses. But also the ground here was extremely soft. People lived over here 30 years ago. Truck would go through the street, your whole house would shake a little bit. So just imagine how it was the street for 100 years ago. Very, very difficult to build with heavier materials like stone. Now, you will also see a lot of green in this area. We call it Zaanse green, Zaan from the river. Zaanse green sounds like just one color of green, but actually it's a whole color palette. Almost all the colors of green here are considered Zaanse green. Now back in the days we had a lot more colors in this area, but what happened, a lot of the paint windmills that were producing their paint stopped producing. Decided to try and use using fiber oxide instead. Right guys, what we see over here, we see a raadhuis, and that's like a town hall. And here people get married, so they have the wedding ceremonies outside there on those chairs. They have the wedding pictures over here with the windmills in the background. It's very beautiful to see. A lot of the houses here are monuments, so you can't just change anything about them. It's original floors, original ceilings, often even original single windows. And in a bit you'll see a lot of houses that consist out of main houses and small houses attached to it. And we call that good year's end. And it means that back in the days, a lot of the houses here were for business owners. And then if you had a good year of good business, at the end of the year you build a little extra to your house. And like this, your house will get bigger, bigger, bigger every year. And you'll see it there very clearly. Big main houses, small house attached to good year's end. today. Sometimes you smell it, not all the time. And that's because there's a lot of big cacao factories here. You see a big one over there, Olaf Cacao. Over there you have some more. In total we have about 5 big cacao plants here. And back in the days the Zaan area used to be the biggest cacao processing area in the world. We had about 80% of the worldwide cacao going through the Zaan, getting processed here, getting shipped along the rest of the world. Now, back in the days we used to get it all from South America or colonies, Suriname, Brazil, Peru. Nowadays we get it from West Africa. Ivory Coast is by far the biggest source. And we don't produce the actual chocolate bars here, but more the raw materials like cacao powder, cacao cake and cacao oil, and they get shipped all over the world. And you can make chocolate-ish products out of it. Here we see the duivens, they make peanuts with a layer of flour around it. They're very good, you can buy them in every supermarket. And also here we have the last windmill, the oil fire, another oil windmill, and it's 400 years old this year. So still in very, very beautiful condition for our